Hello, and welcome to the African Methodist Episcopal Church Moment. My name is Richard Lax, and this is our historical reflection. Tonight we'll be talking about the four horsemen. Richard Allen, born February 14, 1760. He was an educator, a minister, and a writer. And as a slave, he connected to the Methodists. Allen was able to purchase his freedom and took on the surname Allen to signify his freedom. Richard Allen founded the African AMEC, first independent Black denomination in the U.S. in 1794 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He was ordained as the minister of the church, Bethel Methodist Episcopal Church, in 1799, and in 1816, he was consecrated as the first African Methodist Episcopal bishop. His focus was to organize a denomination where free Blacks could worship without racial oppression and where slaves could find some dignity. He also worked to bring social status to the Black community and organize Sabbath schools to help with the literacy problems that they were facing. William Paul Quinn, born April 10th, 1788. Quinn was born in India and immigrated to the U.S. He was consecrated our fourth bishop in 1844. In 1863, Paul Quinn was assigned as a missionary to the Northwest, specifically India, Indiana, and Ohio. He also traveled to Illinois and Missouri, and he ended up settling in Richmond, Indiana, where he founded the AMEC churches there and served throughout the states. In 1849, he was consecrated the senior bishop of the church. Daniel Alexander Payne, born February 24th, 1811. Daniel Alexander Payne was an educator, a college administrator, and an author. He was the one who stressed education and preparation for all ministers of the African Methodist Episcopal denomination. He introduced also more order in the church. He was elected and consecrated the sixth bishop, serving more than 4 decades. This was from 1852 to 1893. He based himself in Charleston, and he and the missionaries founded the AMEC congregations from the south down to the east coast of Florida and to the west of Texas. In March of 1863, Payne negotiated the purchase of Wilberforce University, and it was in July 10th that it was reincorporated, and they opened the doors with him as the president, 6 students, and $10,000 in debt. In 1891, he wrote the first history of the African Methodist Church, and a few years after that, he published his memoirs. Henry McNeill Turner was born February 1st, 1834. He was a minister and a politician. He was elected and consecrated the 12th bishop, and he was a pioneer in Georgia in organizing new congregations after the American Civil War. Henry McNeill Turner was born free in South Carolina, and he learned to read and write. He also became a Methodist preacher. He joined the AMEC Church in St. Louis, Missouri in 1858. Turner pastored in Baltimore, Maryland, and in Washington, D.C. And in 1863, he was appointed as the first Black chaplain in the U.S. colored troops. He was appointed to the Freedmen's Bureau in Georgia as well. He settled in Macon, Georgia, and he was elected to the state legislature in 1868 during the Reconstruction. He planted many churches in Georgia after the war, and in 1880, Henry McNeill Turner was elected as the first Southern bishop after a fierce battle with this denomination. These are your four horsemen. These are the mighty men of God who he used to change people and a community. Join us next week when we will be talking about the structure of the African Methodist Church.